Howdy folks, I'm Brian, and here's some Reddit. Am I the jerk for pressing charges when my stepson took something my daughter inherited from her mother? I'm a 47-year-old male and I've been with my wife for 2 years. She has a 21-year-old son. I have a 14-year-old daughter from my previous marriage. My late wife passed away in 2014 and she left a few things for our daughter, including a gold jewelry set. Her mom was devastated that she didn't get to give the gift to our daughter on her wedding day. I keep it in my closet since it's expensive and my daughter is too young to have it. I'll hopefully give it to her as a gift on her wedding. Last week, we were sitting in the kitchen when my stepson was hesitant to ask me something. We're in good terms, but we have our fair share of arguments. He said his fiancée was taking something from his mother's closet and she saw the jewelry and liked it very much. He asked if he could borrow it so his fiancée can wear it at her cousin's wedding. I found this unacceptable and I told him that his fiancée had no business being in the bedroom and that jewelry isn't even mine. It's for my daughter. He asked me if my daughter will agree to let him borrow it if he talked to her. I told him to not even talk about it again. He got all mad and said things that I do not remember. Saturday night, when he and his fiancée were at the wedding, I discovered that the jewelry set was gone. I told my wife and we looked all over the house. I called my stepson to tell him about calling the police because I really thought someone stole the set. He said that there was no need. He borrowed it and he will return it after they get back from the wedding. I yelled at him and told him to come back with it right then. I kept calling him till 12 a.m. when he told me to stop calling and that he'd bring it in the morning. I couldn't sleep that night and I felt terrible. In the morning, he showed up at 10 a.m. He didn't bring it and he started saying that he forgot. He'd bring it the next day. At this point, it was clear that he gifted it to his fiancée and was stalling. So I got mad and told him I would be pressing charges if he didn't return it today. We got into an argument. My wife said his fiancée was the one who wanted the jewelry set. But he was the one who took it, and it's not even mine, it's my daughter's, which made it worse, because I'm responsible for whatever happens to it. His grandparents berated me after I told them this, and they got mad and defended him when I said that I would be pressing charges. He stole it, and he needs to be responsible for his actions. He didn't respond to my final calls, so now I'm giving him one last chance, and it's over. I pressed charges today. They're saying calling the police was extreme and cruel. They're all convincing me to back down. Am I the jerk for pressing charges? He was replying to me sarcastically when I said I'd get the authorities involved, and he didn't take me seriously. His mom said she tried to talk to him, but I had enough of him stalling, hoping I'll just let it go, so he can make his fiancée happy. I feel like an irresponsible idiot. I can't even look at my daughter without feeling frustrated and infuriated. I'm hurt, but what's worse is that it's my daughter's property that I couldn't take care of. My wife allows them into the room, although I told her several times that they're not kids and there should be some boundaries. I just needed to mention that we're in Europe. Alright, OP, I'm definitely going to say that you're not the jerk here. You gave him plenty of time and you told him that you would be pressing charges if he didn't return it. And instead of doing that, instead of returning it, he stalled. Where I think you went wrong. I think that you should have sat down with him when he first asked about it and told him exactly what you said in this letter. That this was a gift from your late wife to your daughter for her wedding. And if you had said that, then it might have been a little more understanding and he might have kind of dropped it. But just cutting him off like that and saying, no, don't bring this up again, might have caused some of the issues here. Not that I'm saying that you're at fault at all, because you aren't. I mean, I just think that clarifying it to him might have helped him to better appreciate the jewelry and understand its actual sentimental value, as opposed to just being a gift to your daughter or being your daughter's. So I think that that would have been a reasonable thing to do. So yeah, in the end, I really honestly think that you are doing what's in the best interest for your daughter. If this is a really expensive set, you might consider going to a bank and get a safe deposit box or something like that. That way, you don't have to worry about this being something in your house that can get stolen. And then you can just wait until your daughter turns 18 or when she gets married and give it to her then and go to the bank from the safe deposit box. So that's probably going to be one of the safest places for it. Probably. Not the jerk and don't back down. A 20-something step-kid stealing your daughter's heirloom. The families are all flying monkeys. Edit, dude, an award, I appreciate it. Piggybacking to say my mom died in 2015 and all I have left is her jewelry. It means the world to me. OP would be the jerk if he backs down from family pressure. This is straight up theft, and his stepson is human filth for taking something that doesn't belong to him and is an heirloom. He stole it from a 14-year-old girl. He deserves to suffer the consequences of his action, especially when OP gave him many, many chances to give it back. He's not given it back yet because he thinks OP will back down. Do this for your daughter, OP. She's already gone through enough. She doesn't need to lose a part of her mom all over again. Not the jerk. All right. Our next letter is titled, Am I the jerk for hating the mattress that my husband bought? My husband and I need a new mattress. Husband is a technophile and researches the best mattresses across multiple independent review sites and landed on a brilliantly reviewed, all-singing, all-dancing memory foam one. Only one problem. I have traveled a lot for work, of course not over the past year, sleeping in many different hotels, and memory foam mattresses are my sleep nemesis. I hate them. I explained this to him and asked that we look for an alternative. Having described what I feel most comfortable on, he found one example of one bed that was twice what he was willing to pay and shut down the conversation. The next day, we were both working from home and I have a tight deadline. He came into my workroom again and plugged all the merits of the memory foam one. I was really busy, and after 10 minutes of him going on at me while I was trying to work, I snapped and told him to get whatever he wants. A week later, we are 2 sleeps in, and the mattress is already hideous as anticipated. Worse, if anything. The all-singing and all-dancing nature means that the foam is incredibly dense and retains so much heat. The gases that it's releasing are setting off my asthma, giving me headaches and dizziness, and all of my joints are aching. Despite all of this, my husband expects me to love it and is hurt that I don't. He is focusing on the moment that I told him to buy whatever he wants and doesn't seem to understand that he didn't listen to my experience and then badgered me at a completely inappropriate time. I accepted that I should have been more forceful in asking to speak about it later, but from past experience, he's not the type to back down from one personal experience when a review site outcome is concerned. All right, OP, I'm definitely going to say that you're not the jerk here. And I think that, yeah, you're right. You probably could have been a little bit more forceful in telling him that you need to talk about this later. But this is something that you told him. You said that you weren't interested in this mattress, in that you said that this was going to be a bad idea and that you hate memory foam mattresses, and you explained why you hate memory foam mattresses. Instead of listening to you, he badgered you and wanted to buy this mattress that he had his mind set on. The thing is this. He didn't listen to you, and now you're unhappy, and now you're uncomfortable. That's not your fault. That's his fault. Hopefully your mattress comes with a 100-day money-back guarantee. Many of them do. So hopefully if you're unhappy with this mattress, then you can send it back. My suggestion is maybe you two could buy 2 separate mattresses, twin size, and put them together to form like a full queen size mattress. I know some people do that, and because some people have different requirements for like their back and whatnot. So maybe he could enjoy his memory foam mattress and you could enjoy one of your mattresses that you like. So I definitely think that you need to sit down and talk to him and try to work this out. And it's really unfortunate that he's the type of person who won't listen to you even though you have personal experience on this. And that seems like a really hopefully this is a lesson learned for him, and that he will start taking you seriously when you say you don't like something. It's a little strange and controlling, I think, for him to basically ignore you and your desires here and then expect you to cave and be like, oh yeah, this is the greatest mattress, I'm so happy, when you told him ahead of time that you weren't going to be happy with it. And another thing is this, like, why did he even bother asking you or consulting you about this mattress if he was going to be set on buying it? Like, it's just disrespectful. It's one of those things where he wasn't really interested in your opinion. He said that he found the perfect mattress and he was going to buy it no matter what. And like you said, he was going to badger you about this until you caved no matter what. So it was just going to be a matter of time. You just kind of short-circuited that and got around all the other issues. So yeah, good luck. Hopefully you two can find something that works for both of you. Not the jerk at all. This seems like you have a much larger communication issue, disrespecting your very clearly stated wishes and trying to win an argument on a technicality. That's very concerning behavior from your husband. He pressured you in a difficult moment to get his way. This is your sleep. Your opinion matters so much. I hope he's reasonable and wonderful in other areas of your life, because this is not okay. You need a new mattress that fits both of your needs, and perhaps marriage counseling. Yeah, I definitely think that hit on a lot of major points there. Definitely not the jerk, and I sympathize deeply with your experience of memory foam mattresses. Insulating and conforming, guaranteed to wake up in a film of sweat. Yuck. The whole industry is well known for setting up and sponsoring fake review sites and sketchy sales tactics. NPR looked at this several times. It's a shame that OP didn't find out before. Yeah, actually, this is kind of the case with a lot of mattresses and a lot of mattress companies. It's not just limited to actually like the memory foam department. There's a lot of fake mattress reviews out there, so you really have to be careful about fake mattresses and fake mattress reviews because, yeah, the internet's full of them. Not the jerk. Your husband bullied you into the mattress. Hope he likes sleeping alone when you inevitably get your own bed in another room, and who could blame you? I actually did this, although I'm not married yet, I'm just in a relationship, and I can honestly say that it's the best decision I ever made. I love my boyfriend, but he likes to sleep on a literal rock of a mattress, and I can't handle it. Yeah, and that actually brings up a really good point. Sometimes people's sleep just isn't compatible, and if this is something that works out for people, sometimes people just have different mattresses and beds entirely, or different bedrooms entirely, even though they're in relationships. And I think that's perfectly fine. Whatever works the best for you and gives you the best night's sleep. Our last letter is titled, Am I a jerk for selling my 14-year-old son's heavy metal CDs? I'm a 36-year-old female and I have 3 children, a 14-year-old male, a 12-year-old female, and a 7-year-old male. My husband loves to listen to music and encourages his kids to listen to a diverse range of music. I'm not much of a music know-it-all, as I prefer to read books. Now, I was cleaning my eldest son's room since he hasn't done it in almost a month when I came across an odd box. When I opened it, it had a bunch of CDs from various metal bands like Slipknot, Metallica, Slayer, Darkthrone, and Sepultura, to name a few. One of them was even from a band named Cannibal Corpse. It was an album that depicted 2 zombies having adult fun time on the album cover. I do not like heavy metal music, and seeing those inappropriate CDs disgusted me, so I decided to go to my local thrift shop and sell them. When my son came home from school, I immediately informed him that I found his heavy metal CDs, and I sold them because I disapprove of that music. He got really upset and stayed in his room sobbing for the rest of the day. My husband didn't approve of my actions because he said he bought those CDs for him in secret because he was worried what I would think and that I have to replace them. Alright, OP, if this is actually real, then I'm going to say that you're the jerk. Why I have doubts about the validity of this story? Well, it seems like for someone who doesn't know music, you were able to name off all of these bands, these heavy metal bands that you only saw once? I don't know. Like, did you make a list of them beforehand and then send them to the thrift shop? I don't know. Maybe your husband gave you a list of the ones that you had to rebuy, and that's why you actually know which ones that they are. This is a bit of an odd situation. if your husband is going behind your back and buying your son CDs that you don't approve of, then you two have deeper communication problems as a whole. And your whole family has huge communication issues. Like, this whole situation just kind of screams that all of you need to kind of sit down and have more family discussions, or even go to family therapy, because this is not healthy. Then on top of that, you gave away your son's property to a thrift store, and yeah, that's not all right. You didn't know if he bought those with his own money. You didn't know where he got those from. And it's really inappropriate for parents to take their children's stuff and give it away. Now, I think that you're well within your rights to punish a child and discipline a child and give them guidance. And there are certain situations where taking away stuff from them temporarily is an adequate punishment. And this, there's going to be different people with different opinions on the right way to punish a child, but this isn't even what's going on here. You snooped around in your son's room and you found CDs that weren't your business to be looking at. And then you were mad about it. You went and, gave them away. Then on top of that, did you even ask your son to clean his room? I mean, what's going on here that you're going into your son's room to clean it? This seems really odd, and like, if your son's room isn't clean, then that should be on him and not you to clean it. I mean, that's kind of the way that mostly works, I believe. So it seems like there's a lot of problems overall in your family, and I definitely think that you all should sit down and have discussions and talk more, and especially between you and your husband, who, is going behind your back and giving your son things that you won't approve of. So yeah, not healthy at all. Very much unhealthy. Oh, but I do think that you're the jerk. I don't know if I mentioned that. You're the jerk. Wow, I didn't think parents like you existed anymore. Nice job letting your kid know that he just has to think like you or he'll be punished. Also, excellent work in showing him that you don't trust him in knowing the difference between right and wrong, and thinking that he could actually be influenced by a heavy metal album. You must be a pretty bad parent if you've raised him to be so easily influenced. She's so judgmental, she even has to have her husband hide stuff behind her back because she'll disapprove. What a warm, caring household she created by banning everything she thinks is negative. See, this is where I have a lot of doubt as to whether some of these posts are actually real. To be a real Redditor at all, and even have awareness of the sub, you'd have to already know exactly what your judgment would be from this community in a case as clear-cut as this. And I really doubt someone as tragically square as the figure presented here by OP. I read, instead of listening to music, I'm shocked by heavy music, etc., would even have Reddit on their radar unless it was something a busybody in her church was talking about and trying to ban. How could this possibly be real? It's kind of what I'm feeling. But I mean, there's still some interesting things to take away from here. I mean, I just think that it's basically, sometimes these have good things that you can talk about. And I think that if this is a real post, then there's definitely some things that are definitely wrong here. And I think that we definitely can all agree that the family has a lot of growing and communication to work on, if it is real. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like. If you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.